I'm as live as you're going to get tonight. So, welcome to Solid Grounds. It's so good to see you here. We have a wonderful band for you tonight. How many of you have heard the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band before? All righty. We have a friendly crowd for you. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Bathrooms are right back behind that little wall there where it says restrooms. Yeah. And if you need to get out quickly for any reason, the door you came in there, and then there's also a door in the back. So just in case you need to make a hasty departure. What else can I say here? My name's Susan Clark. How about if I start with that? And I'm, yes, thank you. And I'm actually the director of musical inspiration here at the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living, which is where you are right now. So I'm usually here every Sunday doing the music if you want to stop by and see us sometime. We have a website finally. I want to let you know what it is. solidgroundsabq.fun. Not fun. Okay? And we're actually calling it, we're now Solid Grounds Music Cafe. I know a lot of you probably were at the old Solid Grounds Coffee House. We kind of changed it just a little bit to Music Cafe. I want to tell you just a little bit about the acts we have coming up this month. We have Annie Benjamin and Christy Hines, a duo, kind of Americana original music. They're going to be here on the 10th. Nick, what's so funny over here? I know I need you up here. They'll be here on the 10th of January. The 17th, we have, I should know this, the Let It Ride Band, I believe. And then we have Flambeau coming on January 24th. January 31st, we're going to try something different. We're going to have an open mic poetry night. So you can sign up with that, for that. What? Poetry and storytelling. Okay. And if you have any questions, see Lou back there, that nice looking guy, he's waving, he's behind the coffee there. He's kind of coordinating that, so there'll be a sign up for that online. So, we operate on a generosity model. Everything here is free. There's no cover charge to get in, but we appreciate your donations. Give a little, give a lot, give what you can. If you're interested in volunteering for Solid Grounds, that's another way to help us out. I guess it's time to introduce these guys. They're standing behind me. It looks like they're ready to do something. So, but let me find a little bit here. Oh yeah, I need these. I have like 5 or 6 pairs of these in my house, different strengths. Alrighty, so Watermelon Mountain Jug Band, called one of New Mexico's treasured natural resources, and get this, they're celebrating their 50th year of entertaining audiences tonight, 2025. They play Americana music to satisfy a variety of musical tastes, true to the original 1920s jug bands of the South. Their music comes alive with washboard, jug, kazoo, washtub, bass, guitar, and banjo. The band delights audiences with country, bluegrass, Spanish, jug band, ragtime, original music with even some classic rock and roll thrown in. So if you can't find something you like there, I don't know what to tell you. The unique instrumentation and musical skills of Pat Houlihan, a singer, songwriter, guitarist, juggist. This is Pat, yes, right? Yeah. I think that's what it says. Maybe I just made that up. I know we have Ben Perea down there, and he's a 5-time New Mexico banjo champion, classical guitarist. Gary, is it Oleson? Oleson with washtub bass extraordinaire, and Barbara Piper, who is my contact for the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. I don't want to count how many emails we've had back and forth, but anyway, we're so happy to have them here. Dance floor over there. It's not marked tonight, and I know it's carpet, but if you really want to dance, I know you can make that work. So, yeah, just over there, okay? All right. without further ado, the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band.
Well, good evening, everybody. We are tickled watermelon pig to be with you tonight. Just loving the new year, the new feelings all around us. Some old friends, some new friends, and I saw the hands go up. Some of you have seen us before, and still you're returning. We're delighted. We'll start with a fill tune on the banjo. For you now by John Prine.
Yes. It's in here somewhere.
So this is for love, and for the love of love, and for all true lovers. You know who you are because you feel it. It's the glory of true love. Oh, the glory of true love. It's a wild and precious thing. It don't grow on old magnolias or only blossom in the spring. No, the glory of true love, it will last your whole life through. Never will go out of fashion. It always will look good on you. You can climb the highest mountain, touch the moon and stars above, but Old Faithful's just a fountain compared to the glory of true love. Long before I met you, darling, Lord, I thought I had it all. I could have my lunch in London and my dinner in St. Paul. I got some friends in Albuquerque, where the governor calls me Cub. You can give them all the goodwill for the glory of true love. Yes, you can climb the highest mountain, touch the moon and stars above, but Old Faithful's just a fountain compared to the glory of true love. Pick it again. Oh, glory, 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 glory. Lord, you can never get enough. Time alone will tell the story of the glory of true love. Oh, thank you. Thanks, you guys you're downright appreciative.
Gratitude, that's a good thing. I gotta have an attitude of gratitude.
I've been told that by some family members. I said, hey, I didn't return your gifts this year. I may have given you back last year's, but it was by mistake, I swear. So we're inviting everybody tonight to all the returns that you've done of the gifts you got that you didn't need or want. Please give that money, because they need and want donations here. It's a good cause, you know. Solid grounds, but we're delighted that Susan Clark kind of single-handedly made sure that the enterprise of music keeps going. Just Tony helping with the sound there, and we're really, really glad that Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living found a spot for the transformation from St. Stephen's for many, many years. Anywho, we do a song for you now that's half of a Bob Dylan song. We're going to do Bob Dylan's chorus. It never made it into the film Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. Back about 1971, Dylan was here in the state, and we think, the rumor says, he was hanging out in a little tiny town that you never heard of, even if you live here, unless you live in Madrid, which is Madrid to everybody else who comes here. Unless you live in Madrid, that little art community out east of town, and you go past there a little ways, you might bump into or blink past a little town called Wagon Wheel, New Mexico. Well, so he had written the soundtrack for Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, wrote all the background music, all kinds of good stuff that went into the film, but this never made it in the film, so he never finished the song. And a young band out of North Carolina, sometimes Colorado, but mainly North Carolina, called the Old Crow Medicine Show, called him up one day, said, Bob, we just love to do that song of yours, Wagon Wheel. We've been listening to it over and over. And he said, it's only a half a song. There are no verses. How are you listening to that over and over? And they said, well, we love the chorus. Could we do that on our first bluegrass album? Young band. Dylan said, sure, give it a whirl. He's really pretty supportive of other artists throughout his whole career. It's amazing. And so they wrote the verses set in North Carolina, and they just do the chorus, and we like to thank them for doing it. It's the first #1 song Bob Dylan ever had on the bluegrass charts. It jumped over to the country charts with Darius Rucker's version. Jumped across the pond to England with the Mumford and Sons version, and now it's just been covered so much. My niece-in-law, who was out east and about the time that Oak Grove Medicine Show put it out, she said everybody on every corner in Boston sings that song. What's the deal with it? Well, we're going to do it as if Bob Dylan had never left the state and just did some local musicians doing a little juggy version of Wagon Wheel. If you want to sing it with us, why, we've never stopped anyone from singing. Oh, we will do a snappily tonight. Wagon Wheel. Headed down south to the land of the pines, I'm coming my way in North Carolina. Staring up the road, I pray to God I see Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock. I caught a trucker and a filly and he told me some jokes, but he's headed west to the Cumberland Gap, down to Johnson City in Tennessee. But I gotta move on before the sun. She's the only one. If I die in Raleigh, at least I will die too. Sing it. So rock me, mama, like a wagon. Rock me, mama, hey, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like the southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Come on, sing it out. Harmony. That was beautiful. You guys sing, right? Susan's got you trained with the music here. It's just terrific. That was nice. Vocal harmonies right off the bat. So we did a half a Dylan song. It's really not fair now that there's sort of a new burst in his career, thanks to them taking 65 years of him living and writing music and condensing it to 2 hours so that you'll know exactly everything you never knew about them. No, I hear it's a good film. I have not gotten there yet, but I've heard raves from family members who've gone there. I've got babies and puppies and a wife with a new knee in the house, so I'm not going anywhere for a while. Hope it's still in the theaters when I see it. So we dedicate this. Timothy Chalamet, I hear he did a wonderful job. Really had access to a whole bunch of unreleased tapes of Dylan just to get the quirks of him. And to his credit, this blew my mind. To his credit, he does sing all the songs live in the movie. No overdubs. That's a lot of homework for anybody. See, I've got cheater notes here. All right, I'm going to skip my cheater notes just for saying that, Pat. This is Johnny Cash's favorite Bob Dylan song. So after Bob Dylan had a little motorcycle accident, the first person to invite him back to the stage was Johnny Cash. Good friends ever since Newport. So we dedicate this to Johnny Cash, and Bob Dylan outlived him. Who would have thought that? Girl from the North Country. If you're traveling in your country, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, remember me to one who's right. Oh, she once was a true of mine. If you go in the snowflakes on and the rivers freeze and summer She has a coat so long to keep her from the highway. She believes her head's hang on till rolls and flows all down the breast. She believes with her head's hanging on. That's the way I remember her best. Well, I wonder if she was feeling many times I've hoped and prayed in the darkness of my night and in the brightness of my day. So if you're traveling in the country fair, where the winds hit hanging on the borderline, then underneath the wonderful sun, she wants what she doesn't. The real Bob Dylan, no fakes here. AI, not included. I've always felt like I had artificial intelligence. All right, is everybody having fun tonight? So far, so good? Got it. More fun than a barrel of monkeys, unless you ask the monkeys. So, yes, we are always tickled pink to be playing with Ben Perea on the banjo. He is our 5-time state champion. How about a hand for this guy, Pete? So we let him show off those Earl Scruggs pegs on his banjo for you pickers out there. Earl Scruggs, some say, is the greatest banjo player who ever lived. And he invented a special kind of tuning peg so he could kind of bend notes like the dobro players were doing that he played with often. And so Ben's just going to play this instrumental by Earl Scruggs. No words, it's just called the Flint Hill Special. Please real special thanks to Perea and that house crew banjo. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. All right, well, we'll do an original song of the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band, and we'd like to dedicate this to dog lovers. Do we have some dog lovers in the audience? Yeah. You gotta love a dog. A dog will love you unconditionally. This song is called Old Dog New Tricks. I had this happen to me. We have a new dog now, new puppet. The previous 2 dogs ago, previous dog, up around 12 or 13 years, she just decided that anything on the kitchen counter she could reach, and she'd been trained never to do that. But just out of the blue, 13 years old, I was making a turkey sandwich. I turned around to get the mustard. I turned back, it was gone. I could see her, hear her, just boom. Old dog, new tricks, you know. Never too late to learn something, huh? Oh yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Things that ain't broke don't be fixed. What goes on in the heart lives on in the soul. It keeps on growing stronger. Every day it's growing. Oh yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Yeah, sit up, old dog, learn a new trick. Come on now, girl, won't you do it quick? Don't just lie there like you're too old. I wanna see you give me a paw. Sit and stay like you did for Mama. And she's the one before you're cold. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Things that ain't broke don't be fixed. What lives on in the heart will live on in the soul. It keeps on growing stronger. Every day it's growing. Oh, yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. When you were young, you'd chase anything. You never did big, but you sure could sing. Didn't need to be taught much at all. And you move with a certain grace. I can see your ear across your face. You're ready to come when you're called. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Things that ain't broke don't be fixed. What goes on in the heart will live on in the soul. It keeps on growing stronger. Every day it's growing. Oh, yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Teach him that. Well, you're getting old, but who's counting the days? You don't measure the minutes, you measure the ways. Ways you show your love is true. Well, you gave your all, you gave it away. You gave your best to me most days. Now that's a trick I hope I can learn too. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Things that ain't broke don't need fixed. What goes on in the heart will live on in the soul. It keeps on growing stronger. Every day it's growing. Oh, yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Yes, you can. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. You don't even have to try. Yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Never too late.
And Pat wrote that song all from his personal experience.
What other experience is there? Yeah. We have fun despite ourselves. We're going to do a song now that goes back to the roots of jug band music. Jug band music came out of the South during the Great Depression. Not sure what was so great about it. But back then, musicians couldn't even afford instruments. It's kind of like today. Okay, I guess we do have a few instruments up here, but Back then, they couldn't afford instruments, so they started to make music on a household appliance, the washing machine. This was the washtub, that was the washboard, that's how you got your laundry done. And if you did it in time, you could go out on the porch and make a little bit of music and try to see if you're still sane afterwards. So this goes back to Memphis Jug Band. Memphis Slim wrote this song. It's been covered by a bunch of people over the years. Lucinda Williams does a great version of it. We got it from Jim Queskin and his jug band. And I'd like to introduce you to the Heart and Soul Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. It's celebrating 50 years of music. Oh my God. How we love telling people we're going on 50. On the washtub bass. That would be turning back the hands of time, wouldn't it? Okay. On the washtub bass, the greatest, we think we're biased, but the greatest living exponent of the washtub. And I say exponent because he's a retired math teacher. Gary always used to tell his students, there's only 3 kind of people in the world, Pat. Those who can add, and those who can't. Exponentially funny, isn't it? Yeah. So give them just a little bit of that. This is, and we want to thank Tony for spending extra time and getting this sounding just like a washtub. Paul McCartney needs 4 strings. Yo-Yo Ma uses 4 strings. Just one up here. Grandpa Gary Oleson on the washtub. Okay, he's the spicy one in the band. Here's the sweetheart of the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. She is our washboardist, our hi-hatist, since somebody called me a juggist in the introduction. Oh, thank you, Susan. Have not been called that before. Barbara also plays the train whistle. She's a train whistles. We'll do that a little bit later. But she's the boss of us. If you want to book the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band, she is the person that you got to get through to wrangle the rest of these ragtag musicians together. So how about a hand for 50 years of keeping it together? It's Barbara Piper on the washboard. This is a song aptly titled Jug Band Music. Way down south in Memphis, Tennessee, jug band music sound so sweet to me as it sounds so sweet. Hard to beat. It is jug band music, so as a treat to me. I was with my gal, I put my hand on her knee. She said, you can't play the jug, well you can't play with me, cause it sounds so sweet. Hard to beat. Yeah, sound so sweet to me. Yes, it sounds so sweet. It's hard to beat. Yeah, jug band music certainly was a treat to me. That's all. Little jug band music here on a Friday night. Thank you, kindly. Woohoo. We're gonna, is that sure? Oh, we do that? Yeah, let's switch you to the guitar band. We're doing a song just by special request.
What is it?
It's a surprise, Pat.
That'll work for me. Americana, so we take you back to the roots of rock and roll as well. And we want to give our dancers a chance to dance. If you're a rock and roller, some of this jug band stuff might throw you off. It has 2 beats instead of 4. Oh my God, what do I do with this? Right? So we dedicate this to rockers in your heart, rockers in your soul, and if any of the jug band fan club feels like dancing, I don't know, do we have Charlie in this? That's right, they were going through. So for you rock and rollers, and feel free to kick your shoes off if that carpet sticks to your feet. Just don't dance on the tables. They're probably not ready for that. The roots of rock and roll, St. Louis, Missouri, Chuck Berry. Back there, they're going to spill the coffee, bringing it out. Having fun now. All right, we did a song for you that was sort of the roots of rock and roll, but it crossed over to a mainstream audience when a young Elvis Presley out of Mississippi started wanting to sound like the neighborhood bands where he grew up. Here's a song that you can only get away with this if you are Elvis. Don't try it. If you're dating a girl that's not working out, just date her little sister. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Little sister, don't you? Oh, little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice? Tell me that it's not so mean to run. Hey, little sister, don't you do what your face says to do? You know I dated your big sister. I took her to a show. I went for some candy, all I catching candy. It's right out the door. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice? Tell me that it's not so mean to run. Hey, little sister, you do what your big sister does. Well, every time I see your sister, she's with somebody new. Oh, she's mean and she's easy, I'm a little cold. That's what's trying my luck with you. Little sister, don't you? Hey, little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice? Tell me that it's not so mean to run. Just one more for you with you. Ben is as accomplished on the guitar as he is on the banjo. He just didn't enter contest. So he had to major in an instrument at UNM's music department. They didn't have a major for the banjo. What's wrong with this picture? He still ended up the first, the last, the only banjoist to march in the UNM marching band. Banjo. But so he took up the guitar, studied classical styles, played with a bunch of people there, and also learned guitar. And at the time that he was studying, Tommy Emmanuel was a relative unknown in this country. Great, great Australian guitarist who loves Chet Atkins. Actually moved to the United States to meet his idol, Chet Atkins, right as Chet was about to pass away. And so he spent his last few months in the company of his idol, Chet Atkins. We got to meet Tommy Emmanuel. He's coming around again. He comes through here now with some regularity. But Ben and I were fortunate enough to meet Tommy Emmanuel and just love his music. So if you're not familiar, it's E. Manuel. Tommy E. will usually get you there. Ben's going to play a beautiful instrumental. This is a thing called Lewis and Clark. kind and generous to our hosts here tonight. We'll be right back. Another set.
Bowling. I think you guys know Dan. He'll be here February 7th. February 14th, Valentine's Day, we're very excited to have Buffalo Bill Boycott and Joanne Orr. And then on the 21st, that's when we have the Let It Ride Band. On February 28th, we have Jim Jones and the Cowboy Way Trio. March 7th, we have Paul Pino and the Tone Daddies. So those are just a few of the acts we have coming up, and we would surely appreciate you coming back to support us. And I think the snacks are going to be going away at about 8:15, 8:20, so load up your plates and take some home in your pockets. And yeah, no, that's what I do. I know, but we sure appreciate you being here. And I have a special treat for you. I'm going to have Lou Similori is going to come up. He's our resident poet here. And he's going to be in charge of the open mic poetry and storytelling on January 31st. And he has a little kind of a New Year blessing for you if you just give him your attention. And here he comes. There's a Lou Similori for you.
Thank you. This, no, it's fine.
We're not giving up ours to you.
This is from Maria Popova, and it's called Some Blessings to Begin With. It is good, I feel, to begin a new year or a new day with a little reservoir of gladness. Here are some gladnesses that I have gathered in 2 bird divinations I have made as a conscious way of consecrating our days with the blessed fact that we weren't promised any of this. That the universe doesn't owe us mountains and musics. That we don't have to be born. And yet, here we are, with our physics, our poems, and our ever-breaking, ever-broadening hearts. Bless the last aspen leaf, waving at the tip of the skeletal branch like a bright yellow flag of resistance to gravity and time, beckoning an allegiance to life. Bless gravity for how indiscriminately it gives itself to a mote of dust and to a mountain, for how it keeps every single celestial body in orbit for this perfect cosmos to cohere, how it presses your lover's body against you to gladden the skin of your soul. Bless the person who broke your heart to keep their own heart from breaking on the hard edge of the courage called love. Bless paper for the way it can kindle a campfire in a revolution, for the delicious confusion of cedar and velvet at the tip of your finger each time you turn the page, for its whispered promise that when all the empires of silicon and bit go the way of Babylon and Rome, it will remain the keeper of our stories. Bless table tennis for its absurd delight, for the boyish smile on the wrinkled face of the man at the rec center as he props his cane against the wall to pick up the paddle. Bless blue for making the bluebird and the sky it flies through what they are. Bless consciousness for making blue different to me than it is to you. Bless mathematics for giving a ballot its weight and Bach his Goldberg variations. Bless the clouds, the way they drift across the sky, like the thought bubbles of birds, the way they cast a spell against indifference each time they on the setting sun. Bless chance for how across the billions upon billions of tiny and terrific events, stretching all the way back to the first particle collisions and the first stars, events, each one of which could have gone differently. It sang the bright, clear note of you over the din of otherwise. Bless time for how, despite all its blessed and blessing indifference, it gave the aspen leaf that little extra bit to blaze and give us, each and every one of us alive, the symphonic interlude between the eternal silence of not yet and never again. Bless the stranger at the bookstore who suddenly smiles the smile, the exact smile of my dead friend, as to remind me that nothing we love is ever dead, that love is the smile that gives life from mere existence. Bless every grain of sand that made the glass, that made binoculars to reveal the cormorant's dizzling-rimmed eye, the color of Uranus, and telescopes to reveal the nebula 3,000 light years away, looking back at us like a giant cosmic iris with its secret knowledge of what we are. Bless knowledge, all the species of it, how the small black seed knows how to break into the Fibonacci spiral of a sunflower. How we know that when the house burns down and the tyrant takes office and the toe pokes through the last good sock, we still have each other. Thank you.
Mine follows me too, but I think it's because he thinks he's going to get something to eat. I gotta stay with mom. Give me something. This dog is a pretty good dog. My other big, Jenny found a website to find a cat. Wait till we're going to get another cat. So, you haven't just seen do you and Jill have worked out That's what Mona she just got this dog. And, Christmas and Thanksgiving and traveling. And she missed traveling. She didn't want to leave this little puppy.
Welcome back. We're still here 50 years later. And you're still here, gosh, an hour later. And I thank you for coming out. You know, live is best.
I said the same thing, and then I
We're coming to you in high definition, in 3 dimensions. If you're seeing 4, stop drinking whatever you're drinking. I do want to remind you, especially if you're not from here, hydrate, 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 and coffee doesn't count, that dehydrates you, so keep pouring the water through. Here's a song that John Hartford wrote, and he gave it to his good friend, Glenn Campbell. It became the theme song for the Glenn Campbell Hour on television about 1970. It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. That makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag roll up and stash behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and the ink stains that have dried up on some lines. That keeps you in the back road, rhythm of my music, keeps you ever jumping on my mind. It's not clinging to the rocks and ivy planted on their thorns and their vines. Or something that somebody said because they thought we fit together walking. It's just knowing that the world will not be cursing or forgetting when I walk along some railroad track and find that you waiting from the back road, colors of my memory, for hours you're just jumping on my mind. Though the wheat fields and the clotheslines and the junkyards and the highways have reached the lights, and some other woman is crying to her mother, cause she turned around and gone. I still might run in silence, she's a joy might stain my face, and the summer sun might bring me till I'm gone. But not too late, I can't see you hiding on those back roads, by the river's flowing gently on my mind. drink my cup of soup like from a gurgling cup and cauldron in some vineyard. I feel the roughening cold fire and a dirty hat blown across my face. Two cup hands round the tin can, I pretend to hold you to my breast and spine. Got you walking down those back roads, the rivers of my memory, flowers who just tremble on my mind. Yes, you keep smiling through that road, the river of my memory, forever you just tremble on. Thanks. Appreciate that. This next song is a beautiful song made famous by Judy Garland. Judy is not with us in the band anymore, so. What happened there? Jesus. No, the lovely Joanne Sartorius used to sing this song, and she has retired from the band, though she is still up in Santa Fe and lovely as ever. We just do it instrumentally, so in your mind you can sing it. If it's your key, you can sing it aloud. It's the banjo key. So we're going to do an arrangement by Ed Shelton, I think, arranged this for the banjo thing called Somewhere Over the Banjo. And you folks sang so beautifully earlier. Last set, we're going to give you a chance to sing again. We normally don't do too dirge-like music, but this is classic, all-American music. Goes back to the Carter family. And we'd like you to dedicate this to whoever it means something to for you. So for me tonight, it's Tia Pamela, who's no longer with us, and Gordon, who's no longer with us, and whoever it is for you. Sing it as if you're in church, because we kind of are, aren't we? I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day, and I saw that first for to take my place. Now will the soul be unbroken by and by, by and by? Will the Will I follow close behind her? Try to stand up and be brave, but I could not. I heard sorrow when they laid her in the grave. Now will the soul be unbroken by and by? Sisters crying, oh, so sad and forlorn. Now will the circle be unbroken by and by? There's no better for the way in the sky by yourself. Now will the circle be unbroken? Yourselves, man, that was beautiful. Thank you. Gotta carry on, no choice, right? If you're vertical, you're obliged. I had a friend who gave me some good advice. He said, Pat, you want some peace of mind? He said, drop out of the rat race. You will have found that you won. He said, think about it. Would you really want to be number one rat anyway? You got a point there. All right, we'll get your mood back up here. We're going to do a little song for anybody from the great state of Tennessee. Those of you who walked in and we were doing this, we were still sound checking with it, so we didn't play the whole song. And maybe you felt cheated. So we'll do the whole thing. This is Rocky Top, Tennessee. duck in a pen. All I know is it's so deep I can't be simple again. Always be on sweet home to me. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Rocky Top, thank you. There's Ray here with you, Marvin. All right, we're going to do a song. We'd like to dedicate this next one to Super Dave. Now, we often say when we're playing at the Range Cafe out here in Bernalillo that Dave comes the farthest to the gig. But I happen to know we have an audience member all the way from California, Gary Olson's brother David. Thanks for driving just to see us play. Yeah, okay. So for Super Dave, he has a favorite song that's actually tacked on to the song we're going to start with here. Is a song by the great Texas singer-songwriter. You're all thinking of different names, aren't you? There's so many of them, it's unbelievable. Guy Clark. Yeah. So he wrote this song about a young girl playing the fiddle. Her name is Virginia, and the original recording of the song, there's no fiddle on it. That's just like Guy Clark and Texas people throw you a curveball, right? So we thought that works for us because we don't have a fiddler, but we have Ben Perea. And so this is Virginia's reel in the vocal part, and then we will just shift gears right in the middle of this one and do an instrumental for Super Dave called Reuben's Train, all about that train, and maybe he'll slip into something that John Henry ever did. I don't know. Now I'm calling on Ben to do something we don't know, right? We're a jug band, no rules. So this first one is Virginia's Reel. Gents to the middle of the young girl fiddling, ain't got nothing to lose. Allemande right, she could play all night, she could fiddle off the bottom of your shoes. Oh my, how she makes that bow hair fly, how she hangs that music in the air. Well, promenade down to the lonesome sound of the whippoorwill in the night. Sashay back, look at old man Jack, well he's hugging everything in sight. Oh my, how she makes that bow hair fly, how she hangs that music in the air. Now Banjo Bill, he stood stock still as the notes come rolling by. They filled his ears and they eased his fears, and the tears come to his eyes. Oh my, how she makes that bow hair fly, how she hangs that music in the air. Now the washtub bass, he lost his place, and his arms just fell like steel. The guitar man dropped both his hands and he swore it was not real. Oh my, how she makes that bow hair fly, how she hangs that music in the air. Golden strings on evening swings at the calling of the square. There's fiddle tunes and there's fiddle tunes, but Virginia's splitting hairs. Oh my, how she makes that bow hair fly, how she hangs that music in the air. Now she casts a spell no tongue can tell, no prophet can reveal its wise dance. So hold your breath as she plays Virginia's Reel. Oh, my, how she makes that bow hair fly, how she makes that music in the air. Oh, my, how she makes that bow hair fly, how she hangs that crystal, she makes crystal, crystal. Here comes Reuben's train. All right, we're going to get them back on the guitar. There's a couple we didn't do for you that we oughta. There's too many to get them all in a night. And these days, our nights just aren't as late as they used to be. I told my wife we were really glad to watch the ball drop at 10 o'clock here. Yeah, we're already one-eyed, like, is it gonna happen? So I'll do another original song that's written about the great train that runs all the way from down there in Belen area, all the way up to Santa Fe, one of the shortest runs in the nation, but it's a beautiful ride if you get on there and close your eyes through the industrial section of this city. The rest of it is just gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful run, and along the way, when you go on the rail runner, You can see so much history just out the window. If you get up on the second story especially, there's history everywhere. Film history, U.S. history, all over the place. And you might even learn something from it. I don't know. So Miss Barbara Piper, she is the conductor of this train wreck we call the Watermelon Mountain Jug Band. She's going to get this train a-going.
That was the beginning of the train. Here's the next part of the train.
All aboard! It's well on a boogie, boogie all the way. It runs from Berlin up to Santa Fe, to Albuquerque, along the way. It's well on a boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's well on a boogie all the way. It stops in Bernalillo by the Range Cafe, T1 station, just off the way. Well on a boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's a well on a boogie all the way. Boogie woogie just bucket. It's a double decker car for a deluxe view. High desert weather, purple mountain stew on the well on a boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's a well on a boogie all the way. Sunshine and blue skies, big black moon, beautiful brown eyes, I'll see you soon on the well on a boogie. I wanna ride it today. It's a well on a boogie all the way. Thank you. We get time for a couple more, and we do really want to thank you, especially Susan Clark, for resurrecting almost single-handedly Solid Grounds Coffee Cafe now we're called. Do one more vocal, and then we'll skedaddle out of here. We want to get you home before your curfew. This is a thing that was written by the great Johnny Cash. Ben Perea's father served in the armed forces with Johnny Cash. They were bunkmates before Johnny Cash was ever famous. And as the story goes, well, the long and short of it is, they became really tight friends over that time. Ben got a chance to meet them, they met the family, all kinds of good things happened. And of course, his father was a wonderful man, may he rest in peace. And Johnny Cash outlasted everybody. He was a hard liver, let me tell you. Anyway, we do this, we dedicate it to memory of one of the greats in American music, Johnny Cash. Hear the train a-comin', it's a-rollin' down the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when, while I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. While that train just keeps on rollin' on down the San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot him, you know, just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I'm not ready to cry. I bet there's a rich folks eating some fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. And I know I have it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep on moving, and that's what fortune chooses. Well, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, then I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Yeah, far from Folsom Prison, it's where I want to stay. Then I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. So we might sneak in another short sing-along since you guys are such good singers. Here's one that, well, this one's probably somewhere in that new film. Very early, Dylan would have been doing this every night, and everybody else was too. Song that was written by Lead Belly. And we're gonna, we clean up the song because we're a family band. We take the suicide part out. But the truth of the matter is, Lead Belly was in prison when he wrote this song, and he wrote it for the warden's wife. It's kind of a naughty song. The warden really liked it. And it led to Hoodie Ledbetter getting let out of prison a little bit early. He was supposed to be there a lot longer time. And he spent his final days, I think, he went to Paris, he went all over the place, and of course New York City loved Lead Belly, as did Pete Seeger. So we'll sing one. It's a short one, and we do it a little different from the original. Just add a little jug band touch to it. To be risque without embarrassing the children, you know. Sometimes she sleeps in pajamas. Sometimes she wears a gown. When both of those are in the laundry, Irene is the talk of the town. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene, good you're rambling. Stop your gambling. Stop staying out late at night. Go home to your wife and your family. Sit by the fireside bright. Sing it now. Really loud now. Good night, Irene. Good night. I'll see you in Good night, Irene. Well, can you tell it's time for us to say goodnight? I can tell by the ticking of the clock on the wall, and it's definitely not TikTok. What is it? I don't know what that is. My kids laugh at me. All right, so we're going to do our getaway song. If you've seen the film Bonnie and Clyde, this was their escape number. Every time they robbed a bank, they got in the car, and this song came on just to get their wheels spinning and get them out of there. And so this is our getaway song. Again, we thank Tony. I didn't get your help, Steve, and Susan, and all the staff. How about a hand for the folks putting things together and setting it all up? Thank you, Solid Grounds Cafe, Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. All right, so we better get out of here. This is our escape tune, and if you're ever going to rob a bank, just make sure you have this in the CD player if your car is old enough. Well, you know, straight down.
say it with me.